Hi, my name's Rik Ede and welcome to my project to celebrate the heroes of video game music. Video game music has come a very long way since the bleeps and bloops of the BBC Micro, Commodore 64 and Amiga. Over the last 20 years, I'm very lucky to have worked with some of the greatest names in video game music and sound design. I've found their creativity and passion for their craft very inspiring. However, what's always frustrated me is how the work of these incredibly talented composers has always played second fiddle to the more obvious things that make up the gaming experience. Now I think the time has come for all that to change. For the first time, I'm bringing together 20 of the world's best game composers onto one album, celebrating my personal heroes of video game music. But it's not just my opinion that counts, these guys between them have an astonishing track record that spans 3 decades of game creation. The titles they have worked on have sold hundreds of millions of copies, and even though you may not have heard of the artists in question, you will have certainly heard their work. It's graced some of the biggest and most successful games of all time, and amongst the back catalogue of this elite group of composers, you'll find an incredible array of amazing games with memorable soundscapes. Game soundtracks have gradually become something that real games fans want to buy and listen to, but they usually focus on one game with one style of music and maybe 1 or 2 composers. With Heroes of Video Game Music, I'm planning to bring together a much broader variety of musical styles, in a way that will showcase and celebrate the talent and creativity of this vital part of games production. The finished album and DVD will feature over 20 new tracks and reworked classics from the full history of video games. So whether you're a chiptune fan or prefer full-on orchestral masterpieces, there'll be something for everyone. We're even hoping to put one track together that will include a contribution from every one of the artists involved. On the DVD version, we'll also be including some video diaries that we'll make during production, and some great special features too. And for those of you who really appreciate the best quality immersive soundscapes, I'll also be doing a full 5.1 Dolby Digital surround mix of every track, so they're all going to sound fantastic and offer an experience that you just won't find anywhere else. I'm thrilled that this amazing roster of award-winning musicians has agreed to commit to the project, but what makes me qualified to pull it all together? Well, I've worked in the games and audio industries for more than 2 decades, including time at Psygnosis, Sony, Dolby and DTS, to name a few. I've composed music for consoles of all eras, from the Amiga and the Mega Drive right through to the Xbox 360 and every PlayStation to date. I was one of Dolby's evangelists for surround sound in games for many years, helping to ensure that high quality audio was taken seriously by all the console manufacturers and publishers. The bottom line is that I'm passionate about great music production and I'm passionate about video games. When they come together, they create something magical, and I'm confident with the help of these amazing artists, we'll produce an album that's worthy of their talent. The project is also being sponsored by Dolby, who are fully behind what we're trying to achieve. They've generously offered us their support and one of their state-of-the-art theatres for our launch event, but we need your help too. Sadly, I've not been able to work for several years following a stroke that left me with a lesion on the brain and other complications that lead to collapse pretty much every day. So to get this project off the ground and pay for the studio and recording time that we'll need in order to record, mix and produce it, we're asking for a little support from the generous Kickstarter community. The money we're asking for will help us to get started, and we'll recoup the rest of our costs once the final album goes on sale to the public as a digital download and a DVD at retail. We've already received some fantastic messages of support from some of our confirmed artists, and we'll be sharing these with you soon. But in the meantime, take a look at the various reward tiers that we've got on offer. Perhaps you're a game audio student and you want to sign up for our recording studio workshop, or maybe you fancy trying your hand at mixing your own track. Maybe you've always wanted a classic framed gold disc to put on the wall, or a backstage pass to watch an album being put together. Whatever it is that excites you about games music, we've got a reward package for you. So take a look and help us create a little audio and video game history. Thanks.